All right, well, I'm out on another canoe trip today, and I'm going to spend a couple nights out in a place that's kind of nostalgic for me. I started my canoe tripping uh, on this body of water here. It's Greenwood Reservoir, and about 30 some years ago, I loaded up my first canoe and paddled out and camped here. I've spent a lot of time on this body of water years ago, but I haven't been here recently, so kind of looking forward to it. My first impression is, man, the water level is quite low, and not sure why that is, but yeah, fall colors are just starting to come in. I was hoping they'd be a little further along, but that's not the case. So, yeah, it's still very nice weather. So, hoping to enjoy a couple nights out here on Greenwood Reservoir. All right, I finally decided on a camp spot. I went around and checked all the campsites, and yeah, it's changed a lot since I've been here last time. It's been so long ago, and all the campsites are really heavily used, and I would almost say abused. Um, and yeah, the places to put tents are really not that great, and even this one here isn't going to be the best, but I'll deal with it. Yeah, I knew this campsite was here. Typically the water, you can see where my canoe is, typically that's water, and yeah, and you can see how low the water is in this channel here. um, I'll sneak my way through that carefully and get out into the other parts of the lake to explore once I get set up here. But wow, very, very low water conditions. I'll show you around the campsite here a little bit. Fire pits right close to the water, which is nice. And like I said, there's not a lot of good level spots here, but we'll make it work. I think I'm gonna put the tent up on that sandy spot there and have my head, make sure my head's in the high position so I don't get a head rush and blood all rush into my head. That would not be good. So yeah, we'll make it work, but yeah, not real thrilled about how things are, but we'll make it work. All right, out for an evening paddle and do a little fishing. It's pretty nice out, a little breezy, but I should be able to get in a protected area. Going through these stumps, you have to be really careful. Water level's so darn low that there are some submerged ones, and I don't really feel like cracking into one, but yeah, I'll do a little fishing, explore it, see what I can find. morning, getting a little breakfast going. It's about 7:30, and yeah, it gets light in the morning quite a bit later than it did a few weeks ago. So yeah, I slept in until about 7 o'clock. Got up, got a little fire going, and starting to make my breakfast now. It's a little overcast now, but I believe that's just the fog burning off. So dead calm out there, and looking forward to getting my breakfast done, getting things tucked away, and then getting the canoe loaded and getting out and doing some fishing. Hope to have a wonderful day. Hope you are too. All right, well, finally made it out on the water. Takes a little while to do your camp chores and button things up before you head out when you're doing this all by yourself. So yeah, I don't always get out as early as I want, but I'm still out before anybody else. I don't see anybody else here. So yeah, it's overcast but very calm right now, so I don't know if this is going to clear up, but they're not predicting rain. At least they weren't the last forecast I checked before I left home, but I threw my rain suit in just in case. All right, I'm going to get through this maze of logs and stumps and try to do it without smacking the canoe. So. Just doing a little trolling as I paddle. Haven't had no luck yet, but yeah, it's late in the year, and this time of the year fishing isn't always the greatest. But yeah, I mean, people with electronics and fancy boats and stuff, they can find them, but I'm just, exploring and hoping I hook into something. If I do, great. If I don't, oh well. So just enjoying the morning. Well, right behind me is a short distance north of me, behind me, is where the the main branch of the Escanaba River basically enters the Greenwood Reservoir. The Escanaba River watershed is one of the largest watersheds in the Upper Peninsula, and it starts well north of US 41 up in the Pashiki Highlands area at a small lake called Log Lake. but and then it runs all the way south. It has two branches, an east and a west, and it runs all the way south into Lake Michigan at Escanaba. So yeah, it's a good sized river for the UP, and yeah, it's a real pretty morning out here, very calm. I'm quite a ways from camp, so I have to keep an eye on the wind. If conditions start changing, I got to get my butt back there. But man, it's hard to not want to spend time around here. So I'm gonna fish a little here and see if I can hook into anything. Well, I'm gonna try my hand at some fishing again. Haven't had much luck this trip, but I don't know. I'll do some casting and just see what happens. Good morning. It's a cool, foggy morning. It's not so foggy in this little channel, but out on the open water, it's quite foggy this morning. Might have to navigate by GPS or compass bearing, but hopefully it'll burn off when I hit the water, but not too worried about it. I'll get there. So I'm gonna pack up. I've had breakfast and cleaned up, so now all I have to do is pack up and hit the water. So yeah, kind of a cool, chilly morning. I can see the fall colors are turning even more, and yeah, it's going to be gorgeous up here in the next few days. But got some work to do before I hit the water, so talk to you when I get on the water. Well, I'm headed out. Most of the fog burned off, and yeah, should be back to the landing in about an hour. So yeah, it was a good trip. Again, like I said in the beginning, it's kind of nostalgic. I got my canoe camping started here, and it was good to get back. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, good trip, and don't know if I'll be back here, but looking forward to more adventures ahead. Thanks for watching.